All right, so let's talk about Unreal Mesh Exporter. All right, first things first, using main, make sure that our project directory is set. Mine is set. So you have a bunch of assets that you want to put inside of Unreal. Okay. Easiest way to do this is with Unreal Mesh Exporter. I can select everything. Actually, let me go through this real quick. The base path is where Unreal will set up like the location for it. So if let me just select this one, and it'll automatically add this to the Unreal directory. So when it saves it inside of the Unreal project, it will be in content, sets, police, locker room, assets. And then I'll be named this. Okay. Actually, so these are duplicates of the other one. I could just remove these for now. Okay, so these are all unique assets. If I want to export them, I can just select them all, add them, and it'll add everything to the list. You can do this a little bit cleaner. Like you can grab them by like groups, right? Like, oh, these are all the towels. Oh, actually, let me clear the list. Add this to the towels, and like you could just, order this however you want, right? So clear the list again. I'm just going to add them, and all the default settings are fine. Inside of the wiki, there'll be explanations for all these other things, so you can use the mesh data name instead. You can export collisions, so if you have a collision on the object, you can export the collision, export sockets, export shape names, and then export mesh path. So basically, mesh path, what that does is that you could save it somewhere else, right? You could save it outside of the Unreal project, so you could have like a backup of your little FBX file. I don't expect very many people to use this, so don't worry about it, but the other ones are probably more important to you. So, okay, I've added everything. Actually, you know what I'm going to do it again? I'm going to clear it again. I'm going to add, and I'm going to show you how quick this is. I'm going to hit export. Done. Yep. Okay. I'm going to come into Unreal. Hit import meshes. Got some errors here. I'll help take a look in a second what that is. Yep, still importing. But all right, so let's look at this. If we go into sets, police, locker room, assets, everything is here. You'll have to rebuild the materials, right? The only things that come in are the diffuse and the normal. So if you have an ORM map, that's not going to work. This is my bench. So you have to rebuild that, and you can keep on syncing it. Yeah, and some of the materials mess up. If you get too fancy with materials, everything breaks. So try to be as simple as possible with how you build them, and they'll come out just fine. Let me look at the output log to see what happened. Where's that error? There we go. Which I call it? Oh, that's my bad. I had some leftover stuff that was broken. So actually there are no problems. And actually, you know what? This is a good example of us looking at this. So if I go back here, I had some files that didn't work, right? So what I can do is I can go to USync main, reveal the folder, go to USync, go to Unreal or USync meshes, and so you'll see this here. So these are meshes that didn't work. They were messed up. So Unreal will throw an error. You can come in here and you'll be like, all right, you know what? Let's get rid of these. So you can delete them here. Leave this JSON. It's called asset import list. If I open this up, let's let it up, have a look at it. So basically what it is, it just tells, it's like kind of a timestamp of like all the FBX files you imported, right? So it keeps kind of a list. So if I go and export it again. All right. And so then let's go ahead and export it again. Let's see this. Go back into Unreal. Import meshes. And you'll see there's no errors now. because errors came from like a previous test I was doing, and those files were empty. And there we go. All done. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Great. So let me show you a little bit more about this. What I'm going to do is remove all these. I'm going to clear the list just to make my life easier. Alright, so we're just going to work on this bad boy right here and show you kind of like the power of this. So I'm going to grab these. I'm going to move this like this, so all my edits are very apparent. Hit export, go back in Unreal, hit import meshes, and there it is. There's our change. So it's fast to iterate, basically. And you also have options up here. You can change stuff to nanite when you import. You can import the material, import the textures, right? Typically, what I do is I don't import textures. I just import materials, and then I rebuild the texture from there. And yeah, that is Unreal Mesh Importer or Exporter with USync. All right, thank you.